So we have an update on the Myles Garrett trade. It takes another odd turn as the Cleveland Browns continue to be weird in this whole entire process by not trying to entertain trade talks for Myles Garrett. And how it affects the Washington Commanders is because we're rumored to be super interested in Myles Garrett, and we have literally already called to see what the trade interest is going to be or what is the cost going to be, and the Browns are just making it very, very hard. So I wanted to come on here to talk about how that trade has made another odd turn and how it affects the Washington Commanders and how we may have to just start looking elsewhere until the Browns finally open up to the realization that Myles Garrett does not want to play for their franchise. He wants to be a Commander. Let's talk about it.
The way that we live is not for everybody.
Nah, that ain't it, y'all.
How do you think the rest of Jaden Daniels' career is going to go? If we're, 6, 7 games into Jaden Daniels' career and he's already milking injuries, like...
Nigga, stop saying my name, you dick riding bastard. I love the way she move it, shake it on me. When she cry for him, and shawty is the winner. You can tell that shawty's no beginner, she's confident.
Shout out to my guy Comasil Brown for donating to the channel yesterday while we were on stream. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And if you guys want to donate to the Cash App, the link is down below in the description as well. Enjoy today's video. Love y'all. YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We have the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with the video, but we're going to be talking more on the Myles Garrett trade and how it took another odd turn a couple days ago. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. We do make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe to the channel if you are new, turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos like this to the channel. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so I greatly appreciate if you can reach that goal as soon as possible. Thank you so much. Let's get straight into today's video. So this news came out, I would say, like a couple days ago, and the reason why I'm making a video is simply because we're one of the teams that are the top landing spot for Myles Garrett. Had we been like 7-9 and not really interested or a possible suitor for Myles Garrett, I would just store this news in my head and like kind of just, keep it in my head. I wouldn't really make a video about it because it doesn't really have nothing to do with us. But this, in fact, it does. He requested a trade and how there are some teams out there that he want to play for. He specifically mentioned the Washington Commanders, and he made it very, very known that he's done in Cleveland. Like, he doubled down on demanding a trade. He does not want to play for them. He already made it clear. They tried to offer him new money. He turned that down. And that's the thing, right? They continue to try to throw money at problems, right? Like, that's what they did for Deshaun Watson. Like, they brought him in and signed him to a crazy, crazy contract instead of keeping Baker Mayfield or finding somebody else. They try to throw money at the problem when it's like money isn't all the issue or all the problem fixer. These guys want to win. Myles Garrett has all the money in the world. He has all the accolades in the world. He just simply wants to go to a team that's going to contribute for a Super Bowl, contend for a Super Bowl. He wants to be a part of that. He wants to play in January, February. And the Browns clearly are not headed in that direction. Like, deep down inside, y'all, he does not want to leave Cleveland. Like, he's doing it because he has to. If Cleveland was headed into a direction that meant meaningful football, he would want to be in Cleveland. He's a Brown. But he's doing the best thing that's possible for his business and his career. And that is to go play for a team like the Commanders. And again, I'm simply making this video because the report has came out multiple times that Washington is one of the teams that have legit called about Adam Peters. It's no longer a rumored interest. We literally called. Adam Peters called to inquire about Myles Garrett. And again, the Browns are just being weird about the whole situation. Now, we already know that they were being weird at first because they were not trying to they weren't trying to trade him, which is understandable at first. You don't want to trade your star player, but it gets to a point where you realize, okay, we don't want to trade him, but it's going to be best for both sides. One, Myles Garrett's going to be able to go contribute to a Super Bowl contender team. And two, he's the only guy on our roster that legitly fetches true compensation. And if we want to speed up this rebuild, we have to milk any kind of compensation that we can get. Again, it sucks giving up Myles Garrett as a Cleveland Brown, from the Cleveland Brown standpoint. But if I know my goal is to ultimately turn this team around and make it back what it once was, why would I continue to hold on to a player that is not going to play for my team? Yes, taking it to that next point now. News has came out that he plans on holding out. This was the ultimate thing that we expected to happen. When do players that want to be traded decide to play? I don't care what the new CBA deal says. I don't care about the fines. I don't care about nothing. They're not going to play. If they want a trade, they're going to hold out. Because one, they don't want to play for your team no more. And two, they don't want to risk injury for the new team that they end up going to. So yes, new news. Myles Garrett plans to hold out. So again, Cleveland, I'm not gonna say your hands is tied behind your back because you are technically in control of the situation, but you're not getting what you want. And at some point, Myles Garrett's gonna get what he wants because you're going to realize, all right, I can't keep holding them hostage and not letting them get traded, because if I do that, I'm only hurting myself. Cause yeah, Myles Garrett ain't playing, but it ain't gonna take him nothing to get back in shape. But you, on the other hand, the longer you wait, the less the value of your pick gets or your compensation gets. But as soon as Myles Garrett wanted to trade, I would have started exercising trade options. And that's not just me being a Commanders fan trying to say I want him on my favorite team. That's being legit. A couple years ago when Trent Williams wanted to be traded, if I was in charge, I would have immediately started shopping him and looking for a trade. It hurts to give up Trent Williams, of course, but he doesn't want to be here. What can we do? Just make it worse? No, trade him. So he plans to hold out, and then this takes another weird turn, as now that Myles Garrett simply knows that they're being weird about this whole situation. They don't want to trade him. They're not taking trade talks or trade calls. They're not trying to help him find a trade partner, or they're not really looking because they want to keep him. Since he realized they're being weird, he decided to go to management about it. He decided to go to the management about it above Andrew Berry, their general manager's head, and went to the owner, Haslam. And you know what this owner said, bro? The owner did not answer his call. The owner did not answer his meeting request, did not want to meet him. Instead, told him to go meet with GM Andrew Berry. And for me, it just comes off as, go let Andrew Berry do my dirty work. For one, Andrew Berry has no interest in trading him. And if a player is trying to get in contact with the owner, that genuinely lets you know he wants out. Because it's one thing to request a trade and just sit on your hands and wait to be traded, but to request a trade, to then say I'm not playing unless I get traded, I'm holding out unless I get traded, and then to try to go to the owner and say, yeah, I want out, I need to be released, I need to be traded. And the owner's being weird and not trying to talk to you, not trying to accept your meeting request, instead saying go to the GM. That's ego, bro. That's like, oh, I'm the owner. Go talk. That's beneath me. Go talk to bruh. But at the same time, you the owner of the team. I guarantee you Josh Hurst would have opened this door to allow Myles Garrett to talk to him, or say a Commander player that talked to him about it. But I really don't know, y'all. I really don't know. I think Myles Garrett's gonna end up being traded on draft night, and I think the longer they wait, the longer they ruin their draft capital. Because imagine a lot of the teams that were interested in Myles Garrett right now, or that is interested in Myles Garrett, the longer they wait, free agency, draft, they're going to lose compensation, because these teams, not saying that they're going to find the next Myles Garrett, but they're going to draft or sign free agent edge rushers, draft edge rushers, and it's going to eventually fill a void potentially. Now, again, I'm not saying none of these guys are Myles Garrett by any means, but teams are interested, but they're not going to just sit around. If Cleveland wants to be weird, they're just gonna move on. And I think that's the unfortunate situation that Washington may find themselves in, is we want Myles Garrett. We've called plenty times to inquire a trade about Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett has opened his mouth.
I thought about the squads that could use a guy like me. I think the Commanders is definitely amongst one of them.
publicly and said he wouldn't mind playing for the Washington Commanders, or at least pointing to them as a team that has what he's looking for his next destination. And it can happen. However, if they're going to make it hard like this, bruh, we might as well go to Trey Hendrickson or somebody else. And Trey Hendrickson seems like a more legit possibility at this point, because Trey Hendrickson is only going to be having to give up a low third, maybe high two. And I know we continue to run through our draft capital, but hey, man, it's all hands on deck, bro. If it's to compete for Super Bowls on in and sign game-changer players like Trey Hendrickson, who had 17.5 sacks back-to-back years, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Harold Landry just got released. He had 9 sacks last season. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say I don't think he played all 17 games. Harold Landry's another guy that I'm interested in. Khalil Mack. Yeah, he 34, but what did Zach Ertz being re-signed? Bobby Wagner being re-signed showed you, like, these veterans are still hooping. So I would love my Khalil Mack. Of course, the main guy is Myles Garrett. Like, that's who we all want. But that can't happen because Cleveland's being weird. All right, we got to go somewhere else, Slim. We got to go find other players. Bring back Dante Fowler. Like, we kind of got to move on. And I don't expect Washington to sit on their hands much longer. Like, I expect us to continue to monitor the situation. But, again, considering the fact that Browns ownership is being weird about this whole thing, we don't really know when and if it's still possible. So I expect Adam Peters to make other moves. And I feel like the more edge rusher moves we make in free agency and the draft kind of lessens the likelihood that we land a Myles Garrett. Like, if we sign Khalil Mack, Myles Garrett ain't coming here. If we sign Trey Henderson, Myles Garrett ain't coming. Trey Henderson, Myles Garrett ain't coming here. If we overly sign multiple edge rushers, he's not coming here. But the likelihood, again, I say, is he gets traded on draft night. So if we go all the way up into draft and we don't really make any moves at the edge rusher position besides like bringing back Tate Fowler or something like that, then that means Washington is still in play for Myles Garrett. But at this point, again, y'all, it's kind of out of our hands, man, because the Browns are just being that weird about the situation. We may have to just turn to the draft, turn to free agency, or hope that we can find a way to trade for Trey Henderson, as we're rumored to be one of the top landing spots for him as well. And at this point, I just need something better than what we had last year, please. So that being said, let me know what you guys thought of this video in the comment section down below. There you have it. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Y'all, Browns are being weird, man. We want them. We want Myles Garrett, but the Browns are making it very tough. Let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. As always, me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, and subscribe. Love each and every one of y'all. Peace.
Never gave up, ballin' like I'm Deshaun, throw the bomb, G. That's IG, my jersey never seen a line.